I'm getting older, and so are you. Have any of you noticed that? You're not self-aware if you haven't noticed that, because we're all getting older. But there are times in your life, like some of you millennials, maybe you don't feel like you're getting that much older. It doesn't feel that way. I'll tell you, there are times in your life, you will. There are times in your life when you know, man, I am getting older. And I've experienced one. I had my 50-year checkup a couple months, a few years. Actually, it's been almost 2 decades ago now. Just out of interest, how many of you remember that special 50-year checkup? Come on, raise your hand if you remember that one. Okay, yeah, the 50-year checkup, that's the one where the normally healthy person, for the first time in their life, experiences the whole idea, the whole concept of the colonoscopy. If I can break that word down for you just briefly as we enter into a time of worship. Colon, that's the last 5 or 6 feet of the large intestine. And oscopy, Latin word, as you Spanish-speaking people know, Latin word, medical term, literally translated, garden hose with camcorder. My doctor described for me what I would be enduring, and I don't know, this is interesting. I don't know how I got to be 50 years of age without knowing what that procedure is. I mean, how did that, we've just been healthy in my family, I guess. It got by me. And so my doctor, who, by the way, has been one of my closest friends since college, and he has a wonderful sense of humor, and we've had lots of laughs together through the years, and as families together, and wonderful friend. And so he said at my checkup, you're going to need to do this. And I said, well, what is it? And so he explained to me what I would be enduring. And honest folks, because of our relationship and our friendship, I thought he was joking. So my response was, oh. They are going to put me out for this, aren't they? I don't know how I feel about my doctor's bedside manner. He actually laughed in my face. He said, no, Bob, you can watch the whole thing if you want. I said, no, I don't think I'm that flexible. Then to make it worse, the night before, I had to drink these 2 big plastic bottles of this stuff meant to cleanse my digestive system. I don't know how you felt about that stuff, ma'am, but I found that stuff to be really effective. Clean my digestive system, every other system. I lost computer files that night. Then to make it worse, the instruction sheet from the hospital said that, I should tell you that my wife came, 3 a.m., my wife came, I was in my favorite place, and she came with an empty bottle. She said, you did dilute this stuff, didn't you? I said, well, that would explain it. Then the instruction sheet said, before you come for your, 6 a.m. procedure, be sure you drink 3,800 milliliters of water. I'm from Minnesota, not Manitoba. I have no idea what this term, I remember, those of you who are close to my age, remember that when we were in junior high, we were told, listen kids, in 5 years, the whole country's going Well, it didn't go metric, and I didn't study for that test either. And so all these years later, I'm going 3,800 milliliters. I'm in my kitchen at 4:30 with a bowl and a measuring cup and a ruler. Trying to figure out how many milliliters are in an inch. The answer is none. And then I started thinking, I think that means thousandths, which didn't make mill and thousandths. So I just backed that decimal point up 3 places to 3.8 liters, which is 1/2 cup short of a gallon of water. And I'm thinking, is this possible? Well, I wouldn't even think this would be medically safe to do. I've never drank a gallon of water at one standing in my life, but I did it. And I got to the hospital, and the nurse said, well, Mr. Stromberg, how are you feeling? I said, not great. I just drank a gallon of water. Can you explain to me why I had to do that? She said, well, we're going to do a urinalysis. We need to make sure we have an adequate sample. How much do you need? Well, you have to fill the plastic cup. From here? I hope so, because otherwise this won't even be a challenge. And she went and she got the little plastic cup. She brought it to me, which was so disappointing and condescending, because I was pretty sure I could have done it. You know? The point of the story is it made me feel old. It made me feel my age. And also, you know what made me feel old? Because the doctor was maybe 15. Fortunately, he didn't come by himself. He has a girlfriend tagged along. They had their earbuds in. Those little white during the whole procedure. It's like, how rude is that? You know. I didn't mind, though. You know why? Because they gave me this sedative. Oh my goodness. There must be somebody from the medical field who knows what that's called. What is that called? I'll know it if I hear it. It's not propofol. There it is. That's the one that I had, Versed. I always forget that name. I know the generic name is sure I don't mind. Go ahead, do whatever you want. that stuff, boy, that got me wondering what general anesthesia must be like, because I've never experienced it.